My name is Joseph Saldana, and I know what it takes to make it in real estate. I had 2 mortgage companies till the market crashed and I lost it all. But I didn't lay down and give up. I got back on my feet, got my real estate license, and built my business, Next Home, from the ground up. But I didn't do it alone, and now my daughter Gabby is working her way up the family business.
This is the Like Father, Like Daughter podcast.
Hello everyone, this is Joseph Saldana. I'm here with my daughter Gabby, and this is the Like Father,
Like Daughter podcast.
and we're here with John Lajara. Thank you very much for coming, appreciate it. You wear many hats, right?
I didn't bring any today, but
You didn't bring any today. Now you're freelancing today,
yes.
but you are a real estate broker first, right? For I think almost 20 years, right?
About 12, yeah.
About 12 years. Broker 12 years. I mean, I know you for at least 15 years, maybe more.
I met you when I first started. You refer me Yankee Lourdes,
Yes,
remember?
yes,
yeah, in
yes.
Yonkers.
Yeah, I was in a
And you was a
business.
lender in the
I
beginning.
was a lender, yes.
Yeah.
So that was back in like 2005, 2006,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, man, that's a long time.
Yeah.
That's over 15 years. I was just, when I was writing my notes down, I was like, wow, I know John for almost, over 15 years. It's a long time.
Now that I'm thinking, how the hell did we connect again?
I don't remember, but
Oh, you
glad
got
we
into
did.
now you got into real estate,
Yes.
sales, and I think we stumbled across somewhere there.
Yeah, we were. Well, I did mortgages to 07, and then 08 was when I got my license, and I saw you in Texas.
Yes.
We were at the REO convention
Yeah,
over there.
that's what it was. I'm like, wait, I was trying to find that
The
initial.
5-star,
Yes.
yeah. And you're since then you were a single songwriter as well, which you were successful at. At the same time, a real estate broker. So you had a team. You had that career going at the same time. Tell me how that went and how that helped you or hurt you.
I mean, I think it was both. I think it helped me because not many, let's say, real estate professionals show another side of, what they do in their careers.
Yeah.
It's really just real estate, real estate, real estate. And I was kind of just pursuing something else that I actually love doing. And I was able to find kind of like the time. I was able to build systems and leverage that out to go out and do a passion. And it was a good run, obviously, right? I think what made it difficult for me was, I don't have to tell you guys, but real estate is like, it requires 100% of effort.
Yeah.
And as I was doing that, no matter how much delegation I put out there, how much, people I had around, I was kind of like the core of the business. So people always needed me. And I was able to fund music with real estate. So when I traveled and I was doing all these kind of things, I needed to go back to real estate because that was my bread and butter.
Yeah.
So it was always it was like a cycle. And I mean, it was a good run, but people don't know, like on the behind the scenes, there was a lot of like financial pressure that I was dealing with.
Sure.
I was doing music and there was a lot of investments I was doing because I was just going, like, I didn't even start basic. Like you see how some people start like YouTube, social media, and they kind of work their way up. I was using the funds that I was getting from real estate and dumping it in videos and doing radio in Colombia and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And whatever, I think it was a good run. What it allowed me to do too was create a unique aspect of myself. Even though now I don't do music, I put it on pause. I kind of transition now into health and fitness.
Yeah.
And I think that's a way better aspect of what I bring to the table because health and fitness applies to everybody. And I'm a busy professional, and at least this segment I can implement it in my day and it doesn't take away from real estate. But you know that in real estate, not everybody does that. A lot of people don't know what to eat. They don't exercise because they don't have the time.
Yeah.
The little bit of the time they have, they dedicate it to family and stuff like that. And they can't structure that aspect of their lives. And what I love what I'm doing right now is that, the number one killer in America is heart disease, and heart disease comes from poor lifestyle.
Yeah.
Poor lifestyle is physical inactivity, poor nutrition, excessive drinking, smoking, stress, all that kind of stuff that not only realtors, mortgage lenders, doctors, construction worker, busy profession in America in itself deal with that kind of problem. So that's kind of like the niche I'm trying to go for right now, is how to be a successful busy professional, dominant career in finance, but how to have balance in other aspects of your life. family, relationship, health and fitness, social life, like a whole balance of life.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm kind of like aiming for, and it's pretty unique because not a lot of people are touching that, Or if someone's a fitness professional, that's all they do.
That's
Yeah,
all they're
they're
doing.
only doing that.
Right. So, I mean, at the end of the day, they can't relate to us because we're realtors, right? They don't know
Exactly.
what that kind of feels like. So I can relate to you guys. So I feel like for me, I think that's my duty right now. Like keep growing and expanding and not only doing it by myself, but finding other people that want that, because who doesn't want to be balanced in all those areas of their lives?
Sure.
And doing it, like creating an alliance. And because, Jesus Christ had disciples. He wasn't the only voice. He had other people that needed to go out and spread the word too.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing with real estate as well. So, I've spoken to Joe about that as well. And yeah, I just want to promote that and kind of create a culture with that. I mean, I do Tony Robbins events, right? And Tony Robbins promotes when you do his Unleash Within, Day with Destiny. It always goes back to like some sort of health and fitness towards the end, because that is your driving force. That's your energy. That's your intellect. That's your emotional
Absolutely.
life. And I think as a busy professional, if other people can join forces and do that, we're creating something that's really not seen, and we can really change lives.
And that's great that you're taking the charge and that, and where you're putting that information out there. You're very consistent with it. You're always out there. You're doing your real estate, and you're doing that as well, helping, hundreds of people, and hopefully that keeps growing and more and more and more.
Yeah.
Because it is important. We all work out. I might not look like I do, but I do work out.
I'll get him to work out.
Yeah.
Well, I gave you the knee therapy, so
I've been using it.
What is like a good, like in like 3 like major points, just like the balance of actually making your day productive with it working out and also working? Like I feel like I have that, like I work out every single day, but then I'm always like, I feel like I'm missing out on work. I need to catch up, Like I'm always looking at my phone while I'm working out, answering things. Like how do you balance but like have time for both?
I mean, I take the pandemic scenario because that was, like for me, that was an opportunity of a lifetime where most people got lazy and, they were discouraged, they were not motivated. I used that opportunity where like I have the time. So me and my cousin were cooking. I got very lucky. My brother had a neighbor that had a home gym when all the gyms were closed. So I kind of had an advantage. But then when the real world started coming back, it's like, okay, how do I keep applying that?
Yeah.
So I realized if you read any self-development book or success book, they always mention waking up early, right? 5 a.m. And I'm like, what the hell is it with the 5? Why is it not at 5:30 or 6 o'clock?
Yeah.
There's a reason for that. You want to get the hardest things done in the day when the world is asleep. And that is the only way. Like I cannot get all the things I need to get done if I don't wake up at 5. I'm even waking up right now at 4:30.
Wow.
I need to get that 30-minute in, but that waking up early also translate with what you do the day before. That's not just how you wake up is how you end the day. So you have to wind down, right? What does your wind down look like? So for me, it's like I put the phone away and I give myself, let's say 30 minutes of some sort of reading, some sort of educational stuff. I prep my stuff for the next day. Like I leave my pre-workout done. I leave my supplements done, what I'm gonna eat, so I don't have to think about that the next day. And that's one of the success tips as well for any busy professional. The hardest part is the nutrition side.
Yeah.
So it's 2 solutions to that. Either you're cooking yourself and you prep, right? So you gotta know which days you're gonna do it. Or if you don't have the time for that, find a meal prep company. Because that's the last thing you wanna think about when you have a busy day and you have to figure out like what you're gonna eat.
Yeah.
And let's say you're doing showings and you only got 30 minutes and you're looking for a place and the only thing you see is a McDonald's. Now by not being prepared, you're making poor choices on the spot.
Yeah.
Based on the availability.
Sure.
So I think that in reality, it's all preparation, the same way it is in real estate. If you're gonna meet a seller, right, you're gonna run comps, you're gonna have your listing presentation, you're gonna block it in your calendar, you're gonna show houses, you're gonna do open houses. It's all prep, right? You don't just do it on the fly, right?
Correct.
I think people don't do that in health and fitness. And I think that for me, I mean, I'm a psycho. I think I've spent hundreds of hours like trying to figure out the perfect schedule, because I think it's never perfect, right? Because I think Eric Thomas mentions that write down all the things that you think you need to do to reach that goal. And when you have it all written down, you still haven't written it down, because life is gonna hit you and you're not gonna know what's gonna come up.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's when you have to start adapting and alternating. So for me, it's like, I started realizing like, okay, like in order for me to do health and fitness, reading, prepping for the day, like, cause I was talking with you the other day, like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock hits, and it's like the day starts. So I'm like, oh shoot, okay, so I need to wake up early. And that's the only way. Yeah. And at the end of the day, I mean, nobody's a morning person. I think you become one
Right.
based on what you want to do in your life. And for me, like having those 4 or 5 extra hours to be intellectually, emotionally, physically stimulated, I mean, I'm becoming the best version of myself. I can be the best version for everybody watching this on the podcast, for my family. So, because remember, you gotta also think about is like, it's not just health and fitness for me, but it's like, there has to be a bigger purpose, because like you wanted to lose 5 pounds or you want to get abs. There's only so much that can actually work for you in your favor. You need something bigger to actually help you get up in the morning.
Sure.
So for me, it's like health and fitness is my fuel. It's my engine. It's how I'm charging the battery. And if I'm going to be a better realtor or all these other projects that I'm doing, it starts with how I wake up in the morning and how I prep myself. Think about it. If I do that and you're waking up 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock and there's a deal going sour, who's going to handle that situation better? Who's going to cope with stress better? The person waking up last minute or the person that prepared themselves emotionally, physically, and all that kind of stuff, right?
That's
So
it. Absolutely.
it's all about that point of view for me. Is like, I want to do so much things in my life, and it's waking up early, it's my health and fitness, is my self-development. All these aspects have to get done early, because if I don't get it done, then, you know,
It's not gonna get done.
it's not gonna get done.
Yeah, that prep work is important too.
Yeah,
the day before.
exactly.
You know.
I didn't look at it like that.
And
then what time do you go to sleep?
I go to sleep at 10. So I usually slept 6 hours, but now I need about 6.5, sometimes 7.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we're doing so much stuff. And no matter how advanced I am in health and fitness, like my body gets tense. I do therapy baths. I do spas every week. I see a chiropractor every month. I'm all about not only like looking good, but it's also the inside and
Sure.
the spinal cord, your, flexibility, all these kind of stuff. Because I hear people all the time that get injured, Oh, well, you told me, right? You were just walking
I was
and
just walking.
you pop a kneecap.
And he was like,
Right. So I think that's all, it's like everything in life, it's wear and tear, right?
Right.
So it's like, I think the reason why people get away with health and fitness is because it doesn't have an immediate consequence. We spoke about that. You can go 10, 20 years, fine, but something's gonna catch up. And I always say that if you don't make time for the health and fitness, then you're gonna make time for sickness, you're gonna make time for injuries. But something has to give. It's not you're gonna live forever, right? Like,
That's right.
I think people feel like they're invisible, but that's only so long that it'll ride out,
For sure.
100%. You have to have today, especially today's day and age, and especially with what we do. You have to have some type of discipline when it comes to that. Absolutely. Even if it's just like you said, even just like to avoid getting hurt, keeping your weight, because weight right now, that's the biggest thing. That's your biggest enemy.
Yeah. The weight
And when you work, and when you're working, and you have, when you're doing something like what we do, which is not a 9 to 5, right? It's as soon as the day starts, the more prep you have, the more consistency you have, the better it will be for you.
Yeah.
100%. Let's. I'm really intrigued on the way that you're on the real estate side, your team, right? Your teams throughout the years, you have been instrumental. I can use Rup Singh as an example. He's a great real estate broker, and you had a lot to do with that, and he's probably one of many, And we had this conversation that you have the teams, and then you get into a certain point, and then they
outgrow. Yeah.
Yeah, it comes to that point. You have to let them open up their wings, and some of them, not all of them, right? The process of building your teams, because they seem to always be successful. What's your mentality going into that? Like, what is your approach with that? The first few things that you do, so that you can help that agent to be successful within your team.
Yeah. I mean, the beginning when I was really helping team members, like I was helping them financially. I think that was what helps them, right? Because they get in real estate and they don't have, source of income. So, I've loaned these people money in terms of marketing, business cards, even coaching, Now it's different, right? I'm not a bank. I'm not lending money out like that anymore.
Yeah. So that approach, you're saying it kind of worked, but it didn't, not long term.
It didn't work long term, and also the individual, because, like I've worked with a lot of guys that are like alphas, and that's the whole thing. Is that, I mean, it could be your boy, and it's an ego thing. I think it's a guy thing.
Yeah.
They're gonna want to outperform. They're gonna want to be better. They don't want to be a team member. They want to go do it in their own thing.
Yeah.
I think it's just part of the game.
Yeah.
Like,
it's definitely like a male dominating industry. So it is like a little bit intimidating sometimes. When you're at like events, it's all guys and there's like maybe 5 girls.
Right.
But it's kind of like to our advantage.
Right.
I think the younger generation is more
they're
guys
coming.
than girls.
Yeah.
More guys than women. The older generation is mostly women.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I guess so.
And that's one of the things I'm doing now. I'm struggling finding a name, because I'm trying to find a name that is a general name that anybody can identify themselves with. So before, I used to use the Lajara team. It was just, that's what everybody does, right? They take their last name and call it that. And I feel like that was one of the things too, like, these alpha males and repping the Lajara team, right? I always felt like, they didn't feel too comfortable with that. But listen, it is what it is. I kind of went through a whole decade of learning everything. Right now I'm at a better place because I'm aligned with better people. I think I'm attracting the right people. And I think right now what's helping me is because I stopped doing music, I'm allowing myself to be more accessible.
Yeah.
And that's allowing me to meet people. Like when you told me to come to the networking event.
I couldn't get you when you were in Colombia.
Right. So that was the problem, that I didn't have the time. Now I make time for networking and meeting people. Like, you see, anytime that you need me, I come.
Yes.
But I'm like that because I don't know an opportunity that might benefit me.
Sure.
I got to make myself
you
more
never
accessible.
know.
So by becoming more accessible, I'm meeting people, I'm creating opportunities.
Yeah.
Like you see, I'm already expanding to Jersey. My partner's in Connecticut. I want to get down to Florida. So I'm doing so much more in 2 years than I've done 12 years.
Yeah.
And that's because now I have the time and I'm more thoughtful and I know the right people and I'm asking for help. I think that's the biggest thing right now.
Sure.
Like, I'm very humble. I don't care how advanced or what I have. It's like, I'm coming from a humble place. Like, we're never perfect. There can always be something better. And you wouldn't know if you don't ask, right? So I ask a million questions.
Yeah.
I'm gonna figure out something that you're doing that can benefit me and vice versa, right? That's what we're here for.
100%. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
And that's great that you have, I mean, you've always been that way, man. You're always looking to be better, get better, and help, and, evolve and grow. So, I mean, for you, it was setbacks, but you took that time with the music and you maximize on it. We see it as, this guy's super successful. You're doing great things, and now you're looking to help a lot of other people, not just in the health and fitness, but also in real estate.
Right.
I see your team now. I know you say you attracting more women, and it's a shame that it's like that. And and no matter what, it's always going to be. I mean, I've dealt with women and men, realtors, that just for whatever reason it didn't work out. And to me, and I'm sure you feel the same way. I want to work with good people.
Yeah.
People that we can work together, have fun together, make money together, help people together, help families together, and that's what it's all about. If you feel threatened by me, then that's on you. That's your problem.
Agree.
I never, and you're the same way. We've never belittled someone or looked over someone. To me, my agents, we're equal. We're together. We're in this together.
Yeah, like when my team member says, I always say, like, you work with me, you don't work for me.
Correct.
We're partners, right? I'm nobody's boss, Even my admins, when they say that, like, no, like, we're partners.
Yeah.
I'm just as equal as you,
Correct.
My leadership
important.
doesn't make me superior or better than you.
Yeah. Because they step up too. I want them to step up. I don't want to stunt their growth, and I always want, I want to hear what your input is. Don't ever think is stupid, is silly, or it doesn't matter. Of course it does, because there's different people have different talents. You know, they have strengths and they have weaknesses. So I always want to see both so that I can help you with your weaknesses and let's maximize your strengths.
Right. And there's only so much we as team leaders can think about, right?
Yeah,
We don't,
exactly.
like, we're dealing with our own stuff. So a team member can bring up something or something they read that can be of value. So yeah, I'm like that. I want everybody, even my admins, I'm restructuring that as well. I'm looking for more initiative based. So that way, any tips, anything that can help grow the business, that I'm not a solo person handling that myself.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you're with EXP, right? So you cover Jersey,
Yes.
Connecticut, Washington Heights. Are you still there in the Bronx,
Yeah,
Westchester?
New York is, like Upper Manhattan, Bronx, Westchester.
Okay.
We're hitting some areas in Rockland. I got someone that's helping me cover like Putnam, Dutchess, Orange.
Wow.
Yeah, because I was getting a lot of clients during the pandemic because what happened was when people were leaving the city, Westchester, even Rockland, they got very expensive. So in
Yeah.
order for people to get more bang for their money, they had to go way further up north. So
Yeah.
like,
Poughkeepsie area.
yeah, like so Putnam, Dutchess, Orange, and then some of my team members couldn't drive up an hour. I mean, think about it. You're driving up an hour, showing houses, 2 hours, and like that's literally your whole day.
Yeah.
So I had to find the right people for that. I also attracted someone else in PA. So that's the cool part, that right now I'm promoting myself and telling people is like I'm covering like all the tri-state area, but
Yeah.
because it's the same thing if you really think about it. If I get a referral and I'm gonna give it to a team member anyways, what makes it any different if I'm giving it to someone in Long Island or in Connecticut?
Sure.
Like I'm still behind the scenes on what I do, but they're more the in-person upfront line. And
Sure.
that's what's working for me. That I what I want to do in real estate is just work behind the scenes, negotiation, troubleshoot problems, things like that.
Yeah.
And I can do it from anywhere, right? I can be in
Absolutely.
Florida, I can be anywhere,
Absolutely.
and I can do
Yeah.
the work.
Just got to make sure everything is, the way you want it to be. Everything goes as smoothly as possible. It's still your company. It's still you, your name, right? It's still, you're the face of it. And also when those referrals come in, your biggest task is to make sure that they're taken care of. They're with the right people, wherever it may be. That's great. That's great. What's ahead for John Lajara?
Oh, right now, so
What's in the horizon?
So right now, I'm considering having like a place down south. I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting tired of the winters. And I'm young still, and it's for me, it's like
Miserable.
in Jersey, I moved to a condo right by the water, and then right now it's like this is cool, but I still deal with winters. So right now I'm kind of eyeing Florida. That's one of the things that I want to do. I want to have like a dual residence and just travel back and forth from like, let's say Florida to Northeast. Build my brand there. Health and fitness goes very perfect down there. And then I want to kind of transition a little bit more like influencer, because people don't know, like, to become an influencer, that's a career.
Yeah.
Like you have to
100%.
time block the content you're gonna create, what you're gonna record, time block that. Like even right now, I've been having trouble recording content because I've been so busy with real estate. So I don't want that to like deter me from like what I'm trying to end at.
Right.
So I'm aiming for like more of an influencer lifestyle, have everything in real estate work, do the behind the scenes stuff like I mentioned, and just I just want to travel. I want to show the lifestyle and the balance that I keep talking about. I don't want to tell you about it. I want to show you it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? I've shown you it, but I want to show it to you at another level.
Another level.
Yeah. And if you want to be part of that, you want that. Most people want that. I'm gonna teach you
I
how.
want that.
But when you come up with the
I think you're in the right direction, being influencer.
Yeah.
Well, I think, I mean, I would say you are an influencer, but I know you have your sights on.
Aren't
more-
you verified on Instagram?
Yeah. But I'm saying like trying to go the route where it becomes more of something that can allocate more hours during the day, because
Yeah,
right
like
now.
promoting things, like
Yeah.
that's huge. They're gonna
Like-
start sending you. I'm sure they do already.
Yeah, I mean,
Brands
like
sending you
like
stuff.
TikTok during the pandemic, I got it to 1 million followers because I had all the time. But now it's like all the stuff that we're doing,
And
right?
then when you don't post, people start unfollowing you. So you need
Yeah.
to keep it consistent.
I'm
They
telling
actually
you.
do that? They unfollow you?
Yeah,
Because they're like, this guy hasn't been posting,
gotta-
so
yeah.
I'm not gonna like follow him.
you gotta be consistent. That's another thing.
Consistency is
When you
key.
come out with a married husband version of that balance act, then I'll watch that. John, thank you so much for
Thank
coming.
you for having me.
Yes,
I really
thank you.
appreciate it. I'm looking forward to see all that happen because I know it will. And I'm glad that we're starting to collaborate again.
Yes.
You know, you have us here on the island. The team is here for you, whatever you need. Moving forward and vice versa. You know, I know you're there for us. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching the Like Father, Like Daughter podcast. See you next time.